Well, good afternoon, French Camp. To use one of my kids' terms, it's been a minute since we talked, and thankful to report that we are open and have 52 students on our campus, and it is a great feeling to have some of our students back on campus and to start getting some things a little more back to normal. Just a few updates for you in terms of, so today is the first day of summer school. We'll be running for 5 weeks, and just a couple of thoughts about our schedule there. The students will be involved kind of indoor academic activities in the morning times, and in the afternoons they'll be doing a myriad of activities, mainly outside. I've asked Bruce if he's gonna send out a schedule by email soon that'll kind of give you a sketch of what that kind of looks like. But we're just glad to have our young people back. We're thankful the governor's given us an opportunity to do this, and so we're very pleased. For you non-student life staff that want to have interaction with these students, we've been asked not to interact with them in their dorms. We're trying to keep those dorms segregated to those students that live there in those homes, just in case anything were to have an outbreak or whatever, that we know who we've had in those facilities. So, but there are other opportunities in the afternoons when they're at the pool or on doing other activities for you to interact with them. There's also an opportunities on the Saturday evenings. If you would like to host one of the homes for an evening meal on Saturday, we still have some empty spots for that, and that'd be a great way for you to interact with those homes at your place. If you'd like more information about that, you can check in with the dean's office about that. Wanted to again just thank Melinda and her team for continuing to feed us well. The schedule is very similar in the cafeteria for the summer. We're going to continue to do the grab and go, and the weekends are closed, so there'll be no food service over the weekends. So looking toward graduation, we're going to have graduation this coming Saturday. It was previously thought that we would try to have something on the football field and have more families here and have a little bit more of a traditional graduation. But because of the governor's stance on some of those things and other reasons, we've had some outbreaks. The Choctaw County numbers are actually up some. We're going to move to a drive-through graduation, and so that's going to start on Saturday evening as early as 5:30. We're going to record that with video. We'll have times for pictures at those things, and I understand some people may be lining the streets, but we're going to keep the families to 2 cars per family, and they'll have an opportunity. They'll be driving up through the heart of campus and then getting there, coming through the loop there at Cockrell, and getting their diploma presented there. We'll have a nice presentation place and some photos with the families. Then they'll get back in their cars and go back and turn in their cap and gown, and then they get their diploma in the insert of their binder. But so that's coming up this Saturday. If you'd help us, if you just kind of have to tidy up after this windstorm we've had recently, it would be helpful if you'd help us tidy up the campus for this Saturday and just make this last time for our seniors a special one as they're with us. Want to just give a special congratulations and a thank you to the Akers, the Loftons, and Heather Shaw. They have finished their course of time with us. Certainly the Akers putting in close to 30 years with us in the house parenting. And just want to, we had a great time to recognize them and the Loftons and Heather at the Bruce and Kim hosted us at their home last week. So the Akers are not going to be far. They're going to still be around. The Loftons have already started new work in their job in Raleigh. I think Coach is coaching on a football team there at Raleigh, and I think Haley is actually working as a sitter some, and then will eventually probably moving back into her role as a nurse there in town. We also want to wish the best to Rob Parker as well as Shelly Anderson, as they will both be taking on new roles. And I think Rob's going back home to West Point, and Shelly's going to be taking on another educational role. But we just want to thank them for their service while they were here too. And so we wish all of those folks, all of them, the best. Heather Shaw is going to be relocating to Oxford, where she's going to be finishing up a teaching degree as well as doing some real estate. So we just want to thank all those groups for their time and investment here at French Camp. I'm thankful to report that we have extended a call to the young couple that was here from St. Louis in a house parenting role. That's Stephanie and Forrest Marks. They were both finishing up their MDivs at Covenant Seminary there in St. Louis. So I had a delightful time with them on the phone, on the Zoom call. In fact, they were actually facing my windows when the storm came through, blew my shutter off of the wall, and blew the elm tree, the maple tree off at the corner, blew that on the top of Stephen's truck. So all that was going on while I was having a Zoom call. I kept seeing their eyeballs get big, and they were saying, "What's going on behind you?" Anyway, you know, I have tunnel vision. So anyway, so we're excited that we'll be welcoming the Markses. Now that's an odd saying. We'll be welcoming the Markses here midsummer. We also have a pastor and his wife, a supporting church pastor and his family. His wife and 2 children will be here with us for the remainder of this week, starting on Wednesday. They're actually from my home church in Gulfport. That's Dr. Will Shirley. He's a Princeton grad. He's been serving the Westminster Church in Gulfport for a number of years. They'll be staying at the bed and breakfast. And so if you happen to see them around, just please give them a hearty welcome, a French Camp welcome. The lake is open, even though it is being drained. In the process of lowering the lake. We're trying to get we've got to redo the whole dam structure on that and the overflow. And so we've got to get the lake level down to a certain level we can do that. But the lake is still open. I would encourage you to not get in the mud because it's like gumbo, but it's still very accessible from the sand and the piers. Do not jump off the piers. We're going to put some signage on the piers. The water is very shallow there. So at best, house parents, anybody, just keep your children off of the piers as far as an opportunity to be jumping off the piers. Not a good idea right now in the shallower water. I want to give, again, a special thanks to all of you that have been very patient and have been doing work in and outside of your comfort zones. And the scheduling has been changed. It's been a different way of living. But we're starting to now get back in a track of some normalcy. We should start picking up on regular hours of operations. The council house is still going at 50%, and that'll be the case for them for a while. But most of the offices and that type of stuff will continue to be open at regular office hours. Also a note on the council house, they're going to start serving lunch on Monday, but no dinner on Monday. So I think they're going to start service from 11 to 2 o'clock on Mondays. So if you want to get a lunch at the council house on Monday, that's a possibility. But I really just want to thank you all for being who you are, being diligent even in so much uncertainty, and it just feels really great to have the campus back with some younger voices on it. And so just I want to thank Dr. Greg Browning. He came from the clinic yesterday to help us check these students in. Carrie was here with her, actually their whole family was here helping with that, helping us just do some initial check-ins on the thing. So just remember some basic protocols. We still need to be washing our hands. We still need to be maintaining a 6-foot social distancing. They've said that the residual touch on things and objects maybe not as potent as they once thought, but let's just keep washing our hands and monitoring what we're touching and how close we are with people, and being consistent with that. As we look forward to orientation, unfortunately, all the international flights are also still way up in the air. That's no pun intended. But anyway, we're not going to be able to host Peter Reed this summer. For our fall orientation. They're just not going to make it for Germany. I was really excited about them coming, but Peter will be joining us through Zoom, and we're still working out what orientation is going to look like. But anyway, just a big thanks to all of you, and we'll see Steady as she goes. Take care. Bye-bye.